Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So today the time is 9:44 a.m. Actually, my time has changed, Yusuf. So we are on the Eastern Standard Time, not the daylight time anymore, I believe, because uh, previously this was supposed to be the examinations were supposed to be taken at 10:30 my time, but now it is 9:30 my time when you started the exam, which is okay. I'm okay with that, by the way. Right. So just wanted to let you know. So the time on my side has changed. My name is Mohammed Faisal. I'm one of the chief examiners at Nafi. Today we have with us Osama Ghafoor. He is going for his diploma in artificial intelligence operations, EduQual level 6 RQF level 6 exam. The topic is building autonomous drone swarm coordination platform with ROS2, Ardu pilot, and Kubernetes for emergency response. This is a solution that I saw in the works when there was a big Pasadena fire in California, which happened a few months ago, like last year, sorry, not a few months, last year ago. And then a few months ago, it happened again. So normally every year in California, they have this issue of wildfires, right? In the Southern California, especially, and that's where it happens most of the time. So using drones and autonomous systems is one of the key fundamentals of essentially safeguarding human life, right? Uh, there is a there's a complete this topic was also taken out from the complete specialization that we have, which is drones and autonomous systems. In the drones and autonomous system, we are covering basically all the global relevance in terms of manufacturing, healthcare, agricultural, aerospace and defense, logistics and smart warehousing and smart cities, right? In that program, we are also teaching robotics, ROS2, Gazebo, Move It, OpenCV. For the robotics part, AI, ML, automation, IoT. There are different things like MQTT, Node-RED, Things Board. For the simulation purposes, we're using VBots, Unity ML agents, NVIDIA ISEC. There's a ton of things. From the security layer for the drones, cybersecurity, and IoTs and robotics, there are three specific standards that are very important in the industry. Those are the ISO 21434, the ISO 62443, and the UN R155 and R156. These are for the secure firmware and OTA updates and all of those things, right? So robotics and drones, they go hand in hand. There's a extreme contribution regarding what is happening on the global stage right now. Within our new drones and autonomous integration, we are teaching all the core things. For example, the core things are covered in AI ops are AI ops fundamentals, cloud and containerization, DevOps and CI/CD, ML ops, model ops, different kinds of model running, data ops for robotics. That's another thing that we are covering in the AI ops with drones and autonomous specialization, automation and orchestration. There's a lot of things. For the robotics and mechatronics, there is introduction to robotics, kinematics and dynamics, control systems, the robot operating system, as we call it, ROS and ROS2, embedded and real-time system, sensor, and human HRI, human robot interaction. So there's a ton of things that we are covering. And similarly, in this topic of yours, the swarm, robotics, and multi-agent systems. This is where the coordination and logarithm, task allocation, and communication models of happens, between all of these systems, right? So this is a good topic. In your topic, the specialization is very wide. It's very large. Comes loaded with labs upon labs upon labs and lectures and all of those things. More than 100 hours of lectures and more than 3,000 specific curated labs for drones and autonomous systems, integration with AI ops. That's not the part, but from that part, from that whole specialization, you have one topic. So all of those topics that I've allocated, they are being extracted from our core integration framework, which is the specializations required in today's world. The key learning objectives are robotic operating system, ROS integration, and robot operating system 2, the ROS2. How do we distributed robotics communication, all of those things, the distributed data distribution service, the DDS, the middleware, how to configure. There's also flight control and autopilot systems, swarm intelligence and coordination, computer vision and sensor fusion, edge computing and real-time processing, emergency response application. Um, you have to show me an industry application of how your topic can be applied within the use case that we have given it to you. Open source and cloud native tools needs to be highlighted because everyone, and I mean everyone, is using open source tools in the industry right now. For the presentation, you will be given minimum 15, maximum up to 20, 25 minutes if you want to stretch it, followed by Q&A. The Q&A is going to be minimum 30, maximum up to 40, 45 minutes. The whole presentation can be wrapped up between 45 to 60 plus minus 5 minutes, right? Are you ready?
Yes,
Osama,
sir.
you may share your screen, please, before I tell you.
Can I ask a question, sir?
Sure, please.
I have the notes with me, so can I use them during the presentation and
This is an
Q&A?
open book exam. You can use the notes as much as you
Sure,
like, but when I ask you a question, you only have 10 to 15 seconds to respond back,
sure, sir.
right? And the response needs to be wholesome response, quickly covering the intent of the objective, right? You can't just say, okay, let me check, let me go back, let me check my notes. No.
No, sir.
Imagine this is an interview, just like a job interview, right? That's what I'm
Sure.
here. Okay, Bismillah. Share your screen, please, before I say you can start.
Uh, can you see the screen, sir?
Yes, I can. You may start the presentation now.
I am Osama Ghafoor, and I am student of Diploma in Artificial Intelligence
Say,
Operations.
say, Osama, don't worry. Take it easy. Say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and then start.
Sure, sir.
Allah will make it easy.
I have read it in my mind, sir.
Okay, okay.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Osama Ghafoor and I am student of Diploma in Artificial Intelligence Operations, EduQual Level 6 at Nafi International College. Today I am here to present my project Drone Swarm Coordination Platform for Emergency Response. This project integrates artificial intelligence, robotics, cloud computing, and edge orchestration. Before I start my project, let me give you a quick overview of how I have structured my presentation. First of all, I will start the presentation with the mission statement and objectives. Then I will talk about the motivation behind using the swarm drones. Then I will discuss the core tools and technologies that I have used and how they will connect in the system architecture. Then I will discuss how swarm drone works in the real time. Then I will also explain computer vision and sensor fusion and how they are integrated in the system uh, to enhance the situational awareness of the surroundings. Then I will discuss a real life emergency scenario. I will also discuss the security challenges and limitations. I will wrap up the presentation with the conclusion and the future outlook. The main goal of my project is to design and implement an autonomous drone swarm coordination platform that enables drones to think, share, and act together in the real time. In most emergency scenarios, drones work independently and rely heavily on manual control. This limits coverage, slows down the decision making, and reduces adaptability. To overcome these limits, we will use the collaborative swarm system, which where each drone contributes to the intelligence of the group and can make local decision making when needed and required. Technically, the platform technically the platforms combine several domains. ROS2 provides distributed communication and coordination with the drones. ArduPilot and PX4 control the are the low level flight controllers, and then we have then we have artificial intelligence OpenCV. Then we have the OpenCV, AI-based computer vision that enables AI-based computer vision that enables system to detect the hazards, obstacles, or people during the operation. On top of that, I have used Kubernetes, Docker, and Helm for the Cubase and K3. K3 as well for cloud orchestration, for fault tolerance and allowing real-time scaling. Why swarm drones? Why swarm drones? In this slide, I will explain why we need swarm drones instead of using single drones for emergency operations. Normally, a single drone works alone and depends on the human operator. It can only cover a small area. It is less scalable. It is slow and less secure. This means it's less scalable and not reliable enough during large or complex emergencies like flood, fires, or earthquakes. On the other hand, a drone swarm is a group of drones that work together like a team. Each drone can share data with the others so they don't repeat the same task again and again and can cover a wider area much faster. If one drone fails, or stop working, the others can quickly take over its task so the mission continues without interruption. Swarm drones are also smarter and safer because they can make collaborative decisions in real time. This approach is more reliable, adaptable, and efficient. It reduces human workload, increases mission speed, and improves safety for both the drones and people on the ground. In this slide, I will talk about the core tools, technologies, and standards I have used in my project. Let's start with the robotic tools. The two main ones are the ROS2 and ArduPilot. In simple words, ROS2 plans what to do, and ArduPilot makes the drone do it safely by controlling the physical flight. ROS2 is like the brain that helps different parts of the system to communicate with each other. Mavlink ArduPilot is a low-level flight controller software that runs directly on the drone. It controls things like motor speed, balance, and altitude. PX4 is another open source flight controller similar to ArduPilot that is good for testing new flight modes and working with the simulators. Mavlink is a lightweight communication protocol that allows drones to talk with the ground station or with each other. Next, we have computer vision tools. The main one is OpenCV, which is used for image processing. Along with OpenCV, SLAM is used. SLAM stands for simultaneous localization and mapping. SLAM helps drone build 3D maps in real time where there is GPS denied areas or unknown environment. PCL stands for Point Cloud Library that is used to process LiDAR depth data. This helps the swarm build 3D maps. This helps the swarm build 3D maps of its surrounding using cameras and sensor data. For coordination and messaging, I use DDS, MQTT, and Apache Kafka. DDS or data distribution service allows drone to exchange information quickly in real time. MQTT is a lightweight messaging protocol that helps in passing messages between the drones and the ground control station. And Apache Kafka is used for managing large streams of data efficiently. Moving to the Moving to the streaming side, for video streaming, I use GStreamer, WebRTC, and FFmpeg to handle real-time video feeds from the drones to the control centers. These tools make sure live video and telemetry data stay synchronized, clear, and even over wireless links. Moving to the edge computing tools, Kubernetes, Docker, and Helm. Kubernetes is basically a system manager. It is like a system manager. It deploys, monitor, and scales different software services. Each drone runs its own containerized services using Docker. So even if one fails, others continue working. Helps manage these deployments easily with the templates. Lastly, I followed some uh, standards, international UAV standards, including ISO 21384, that is for safety, and ASTM F3411 for remote ID to make the drones traceable in the environment, and UTM, unmanned traffic management, for the safe flight procedures. In this slide, I will talk about the drone swarm architecture and how the coordination works. Uh, the whole system is divided into five layers. First one is the hardware layer. This includes the actual drones, flight controllers, and all the sensors like cameras, lidar, GPS, and IMU. These components collect data from the environment and control the drone's physical movement. Next is the middleware layer. Middleware layer where ROS2 runs. This layer handles communication between different parts of the system. For example, between the navigation node and the vision node. ROS2 allows all drones to talk and share the data in the real time. Next comes the communication layer, which uses DDS and Mavlink protocols. DDS helps all drones share information like position, altitude, and target data instantly, while Mavlink connects drones with the Mavlink connects drones with the ground control station. The fourth one is the coordination layer. This is where the real intelligence happens. It runs algorithms like flocking algorithm for formation control, consensus, and dynamic task allocation. These help drones to fly information, avoid collisions, and decide which drone will do what. If something changes during the mission, it also works in the real time. Finally, the application layer is where the mission logic runs, for example, search and rescue, mapping, or supply delivery. It connects directly to the user interface or command center. This slide explains how the drone swarm plans and execute missions in real time. The process starts with the mission planning. Here we define the area to cover and tasks for each drone. The plan is sent to all the drones using Mavlink through the ground control station. Once the mission starts, the drones begin data acquisition. Each drone collects video, sensor, and location data and shares it with the other drones through ROS2 using DDS, which allows real-time communication within the swarm. During flight, task allocation happens dynamically. If one drone fails if one drone finishes its area early or another drone fails, The system automatically assigns a new task to keep the mission running. This is done using consensus algorithm, meaning drones discuss among themselves and agree who will do what next. Kubernetes help manage the software running on each drone. If any service or node crashes, Kubernetes tries to restart it automatically and keeps the mission stable. In this slide, I will talk about the computer vision and sensor fusion that helps drone to understand its surrounding and make smart decisions during missions. Each drone has camera, LiDAR, GPS, and IMU sensors. The computer vision system built with OpenCV and ROS2 processes the camera feed in real time to detect people, obstacles, or hazards. I also use SLAMs, that stands for simultaneous localization and mapping. It helps drone create real-time 3D images, 3D maps to cover larger areas faster. This is called collaborative SLAM. Sensor fusion combines data from all the sensors to get a clearer picture of the surroundings. All this process happens through edge computing using small onboard computers. This means the drone does not have to send everything to the cloud. It can process data immediately, which reduces delay and keeps responses fast. The drone also uses GStreamer pipelines for live video streaming to the command center, so human operators can monitor everything in real time. Now let's look at an urban disaster, post-earthquake urban disaster scenario in this slide. For example, after a large earthquake, roads are blocked, communication systems are down, and rescue teams can't reach certain areas quickly. The drone swarm is deployed immediately. As soon as the drone takes off, they connect through a wireless mesh network and start communicating with each other. The mission planning module divides the whole area into smaller areas. Each drone is assigned a specific section to scan using SLAM and vision systems to map the environment and look for people, fire, or structural damage. When one drone detects something important like a trapped person or a dangerous area, it instantly shares the data with the rest of the swarm through ROS and DDS. Other drones can then move closer to confirm, take more images, and send live video back to the command center. Logistics drones can also deliver small medical kits, communication devices, or food to the victims if needed. Meanwhile, the control center receives the real-time video streams through GStreamer and can monitor the live situation using the merged 3D maps created by all drones. This setup makes rescue operations much faster and safer. Instead of sending humans into risky areas first, the swarm does the initial assessment, finds survivors, and helps rescuers plan their routes. Now let's talk about the security and compliance and challenges and limitations in this project. In drone swarm, to ensure the security of the data, I will use end-to-end encryption and IDs using the ASTM F3411 remote ID standard, which makes every flight traceable and legal under aviation rules. This system can also include fail-safe modes. For example, if a drone loses its connection or power, it can automatically hover, return to home or land safely in a safe place. To stop GPS spoofing or hacking, the drones compare GPS data with the IMU sensors, which helps detect any fake or false signals. Now come to challenges and limitations. The biggest challenge is the battery life. Flight time is still short, which limits how long the swarm can stay in the air. Weather is another issue. Sometimes GPS signals are weak in urban or tunnel areas, which makes navigation harder. Finally, large-scale deployments can be expensive because it requires multiple drones, strong communication networks, and continuous monitoring. Now I will wrap up the presentation with the conclusion and future outlook. The goal of this project was to design and implement an autonomous drone coordination platform for emergency response. I successfully integrated ROS2, Ordu Pilot, and Kubernetes to create a unified swarm platform to coordinate, share data, and act intelligently in time. The platform demonstrated the ability to perform real-time mission planning, autonomous decision making, and AI-based sensing using tools like OpenCV and SLAM. It also followed international UAV standards such as ISO 21384 and ASTM F3411 to ensure that the design stays secure, compact, compliant, and ready for real-world use. In terms of impact, this system can make emergency response faster, safer, and more efficient. For example, helping in search and rescue, disaster assessment, or even delivering small medical supplies when humans can't reach in time. For the future, I plan to enhance this system in few areas. First, by integrating AI driven decision making and reinforcement learning so drones can learn from the past missions. Second, by connecting the swarm with the 6G networks, which will reduce latency and improve communication even in remote areas. And third, by improving global interoperability so these drones can connect with the other rescue systems, or even ground reports during joint missions. Thank you for listening.
Okay, you can stop the screen, please. Let me put in the results before we jump into the Q&A. Okay. All right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So let's jump into the Q&A because this is a very interesting topic.
So,
So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What are the core open source components used for the platform in your presentation, and what are their functions?
sir, I have used ROS to robot operating system to that acts like the brain,
Mhm.
and
Just
acts
give
like
me
the
just give me the components. ROS2, it is
ROS
used
to
as a distributed
Ordu
robotics communication.
Ordu pilot, sir.
Ardu pilot,
Ordu
used for what?
pilot
Used for what?
used for low-level flight control. It controls
So
the
flight control and
physical.
autopilot management. Next.
Yes, sir. Sir, next is the DDS.
Okay, no, DDS is not, that's just a protocol, uh, a component, right? There is Mavlink, you mentioned, right?
Mavlink, sir. Mavlink.
Yes.
That is a
Mavlink.
lightweight communication protocol.
So communication protocol between ground controls and drones,
Ground
right?
control station
What else
and
is there? Fourth one,
Mavlink, sir. Uh,
Kubernetes.
Kubernetes.
For
Kubernetes.
doing
It's a
what?
system manager that manages all the containers.
So it's
Uh,
orchestration of swarm nodes and edge
orchestration.
workload. And last one?
Yes. Docker, sir.
Last one is JStreamer, right? Real-time video streaming
GStreamer.
analysis,
Okay.
right? Sorry, GStreamer, right? So that's what you have. Okay. How does DDS, mention DDS, how does DDS facilitate drone swarm communication?
Sir, DDS, data distribution service, is data distribution service that provides the communication capability between the drones in the real time.
So you can say that DDS is essentially, you know, Okay. All right, let me ask you a question. Why is ROS 2, why is ROS 2 preferred over ROS 1 for swarm drone operations in this project? I mean, that you're mentioning.
So ROS2 is the advanced version of ROS1,
Yes.
and
And what does
it
it
has
have?
much more capabilities than the ROS1, and it provides it provides MapROS that can be used for the communication, and MapROS translation capability for Mavlink and ROS2.
All the robots in the world, they are using they are using Linux to run, right? They don't run on Windows per se, right? And they are using components from ROS and all of these different protocols and whatnot. So if you mash them together, that's how more and more things are coming up, right? There's a company, um, can't forget, can't remember the number thing. Like, let me see. They are selling this robot for $20,000, right? So robot for house chores for, I think it's $20,000, right? So $20,000. Yes. So I'm going to show it to you. This is the future. Masiyan फारिग होने वाली हैं, right? In Pakistan, this might come as a Sharfu model, right? So let me show it to you. This is uh, this came 4 days ago, 4 days ago. I read it on the news. Uh, it, I mean, so you can, so it's kind of like very
It can
interesting
water
to
your
see.
plants, fold your laundry, and even dance with you after dinner. Meet Neo, a 5'6" humanoid robot that just changed what it means to have help at home. For the first time ever, an AI-powered humanoid robot is officially up for sale, or rather pre-sale. Neo is built by 1X Technologies and has gone live for pre-orders, starting at $20,000, or $499 a month for those who'd rather subscribe to a robot roommate. Developed in California, Neo is designed to take care of the daily grind like vacuuming, washing dishes, taking out the trash, and more. In 1X's own words, it's the world's first humanoid helper ready for your living room. Weighing just 30 kilograms, Neo is made of...
So look at the specification, 5'6", I'm 5'8", 66 pounds, right? 4 hours battery, soft body, 1 Cortex, 22 DOF, right? The human level hand density, as they call it, right? 4 mics, 3 speakers. Imagine
3D
like this
lattice
is
polymer
coming.
and is quiet, lightweight.
And here's the thing, it can lift 154 pounds, and it can carry 55 pounds.
And eerily human-like. Its tendon-driven actuators mimic muscle movement, giving it a smooth and natural motion that's less clunky.
So all I'm saying is like the future is already upon us. This is right now in $20,000. Abhi महंगा hai, right? They will make smaller versions, which are going to be cheaper. I got a lawnmower at home. It cuts my grass while I'm doing my work, right?
I saw that video, sir.
Yes. And right now it is cutting grass. It's very cold out there. The only downside is I get to know now the downside. When it is too cold, the battery takes longer to heat up. So it's not designed very well to work outside when the temperatures go down in single digits, right? But it works. It works fine. The battery life reduces to 80% rather than 100%, but it works. It will charge back again. And the more it works, the more it heats up, and then the battery comes back again. The point I'm saying is, ek zamana aane wala, a time will come that, people will have these robots. Imagine the time. In the West, 5 years, 6 years, it will change drastically, right? 5 to 10, maximum 10 years. In the East, like countries like Pakistan, India, ye wo sab jo hain, things will happen. Slowly and gradually, these things will start coming in, right? So you can imagine these jobs are going away. It is going to be very difficult so that's why but here's the thing, new jobs will be created. Someone needs to manage these robots. Someone needs to provide them more services, support, maintenance, all of those things. They may not be in a large number as the other ones, but they will be jobs, right? Plus, at the same time, there will be more things coming up in the future, which will open doors for you, for all of us, to do more things, right? So it's already upon us. I just wanted to show you. I read this thing some time ago. The drone swarms are being used significantly in the industry, right? Uh, the question I asked you was ROS 2 preferred over ROS 1. The reason is ROS 2 is preferred over ROS 1 is because ROS 2 offers DDS, middleware support for real-time distributed communication, better fault tolerance, and multi-node scalability across drones, essential for swarm coordination and high latency movements, right? That's why it is there. Okay, so explain to me, how does DDS facilitate drone swarm communication? Like, this was the question I couldn't understand. So can you answer that back again? Explain to me, how does DDS facilitate drone swarm communication? How does it work?
DDS works on the pub sub model, publish subscribe model.
Good.
So the data is coming from the sensors. It is published to the different topics, and then the subscribers read that data from subscribers means node or other drones read that data from the topic, and then same is done back to the and then the subscriber becomes the publisher, and it goes vice versa.
The ROS 2 is the de facto robotics standard platform right now for modern commercial systems. All major companies, AWS, Microsoft, Google, and even all the major robotics companies in the world, they're all using ROS. They're all using ROS, right? So this is used for research, for education, for product development, for deployment. This is the de facto standard. There is a lot of industry adoption. Major companies are using it. There's a company known as Fanuc America. Like, I have to see the name. Fanuc America. Yes. So this is another company, very huge company. It's a Japanese group of companies that are working in this thing. And our, track for drones and autonomous systems, we are covering this significantly. See, so this is the company known as Fanuc. This is the company. They specialize in all of these things, right? I'm trying to see their official website. This is the company. So all the, you can say, the manufacturing of cars, what is happening inside the warehouses, even some of the battle robots, are being developed by Fanuc, right? So it's an exciting time to be in where we are right now. What role does SLAM plays in the system? Why do we use SLAM?
SLAM stands for simultaneous localization and mapping. It provides the capability of creating 3D maps where there is a GPS denied area, or we have difficulty in accessing that area using the GPS. So SLAM provides us with the capability of real-time 3D mapping and shares it with the drones and ground control station.
Yeah, good answer. I mean, it would have been nice, like, if you said SLAM means simultaneous localization and mapping, as you mentioned, enables each drone to map its environment and localize itself in real time. Collaborative SLAM merges data from multiple drones for faster, more accurate area mapping during emergency response. There are multiple projects I'm doing at the back end. One of the project is, your vision, right? You can only see what I can see at the front, right? अगर drone सामने है, मेरे पीछे drone है, if there's a drone at the back, I can only see what is there. But if there is, because the drone is using SLAM, right? It is simultaneously localization and mapping. It is simultaneously mapping the area in front of me. But if there's a drone behind the building, right? It'll be able to see what is behind the building. So my vision, in my camera or in my goggles or whatever, if I'm on the war and a battlefield, Harbul Madan, which means like warfare in the city, Harbul Jabal means Harab means war. Harbul Jabal means like warfare in the mountains, right? So in that case, these drones can give me the vision. Who's standing behind the building? Is there an enemy? It can detect and it can pinpoint that area. That behind this wall, there's a person because the drone at the back end can see it. See? So
Yes.
when you are going for for applying for these companies, right? You must have hands-on experience in terms of testing out these things. They're very easy. Osama Ghafoor बहुत आसान है. ये सब
Uh,
चीजें, these are very easy.
I
We have
have
the
done
labs. Sorry, go ahead.
uh, uh, I haven't done the lab, sir, but one of my friend was just working on the same project. It wasn't that advanced, so he helped me to work on the simulation, and I tried it at my
It's
end.
easy. Trust me, the labs that we have created are wholesome projects. You can even build up companies based on those projects. तुम अपनी company बना सकते हो. The goal for us, Annaf, is to make education so accessible that everyone is able to think outside the box, right? With the hands-on skills. So the AI of specialization with drones and autonomous systems is completely out of this world. We cover all the standards, all the frameworks, all the technologies, all the open source technologies. We teach you all the proprietary technology, but obviously those systems are expensive. But our focus is on open source technology. And then we give you projects related to each and every industry that you can think of. But obviously, drones and autonomous systems has more than 15,000 labs. But as per your selection in the KYC process, you will only be given a sliver of it, not all of them. Like 3,000, maximum 4,000 out of those 15 to 20,000 labs, because there is no way we can teach you all of them, right? सब तो नहीं सीख सकते ना, because you will be given labs as per the standards of a given country. Europeans have different standards for UTM, right? North America has different standards. In fact, some of these countries are developing these standards right now as we speak, right? So this is a developing topic, a very, very fast topic. How does Kubernetes contribute to swarm management?
Drones drones are considered as the node in this in the cloud environment. And inside the nodes, there are pods running using the Docker. Kubernetes is an orchestration tool that manages the containerization and all the pods, all the running pods. So it is a system manager. It provides the facility to automatically scale up or scale down as per the requirements, and also provides us with the facility to restart the pod even if fails, and also gives us the give also gives also provides to define the number of replicas. So in case if one pod goes down, then it automatically tries to restart it and shift the load to the other pod or other nodes.
Have you used NVIDIA Jetson Nano? Have you seen that?
No, sir.
Do you know anything about it?
No, but I have just the idea that it's an onboard computer used for edge computing, used with the drone to process the real-time data on board.
Yeah, I mean, they have created these different uh, based on the Blackwell architecture. They have created in the Blackwell GPU architecture. They have created these specific GPUs for generative AI at the edge, which can support tools like Isaac robotics tools, cloud integration, all of those things, right? I'm in the process of buying some of these to offer them as potential labs so that you guys can play with it and see how does it works, right? For you guys, inshallah. Okay,
Sure.
so let's jump in the last final five questions. A government agency wants to deploy, you know, you you come to US and it's in California. And what they need is like there's a government agency in California who wants to deploy a drone swarm for cross-border flood monitoring. No, well, there are no floods in California. Cross-border, fire monitoring, right? With AI-based analysis. You need to do AI-based analysis. Like, for example, we can do the same thing. Okay, let's take a step back. You can use the same thing for that we can deploy these drones who are flying or some of these towers, which can monitor what is happening on the border, right? So the Pakistani government asks you, the agency, they say like, the agency wants to deploy a drone swarm for cross-border monitoring or for humans, right? With AI-based analysis. They ask you how your system ensures low latency video inference, not interference, video inference, and mission reliability. How would you say that the solution that I'm going to, so first of all, propose a solution and say, this is the solution in 5 steps, which will ensure low latency video inference. You know what latency video inference means? First of all, explain to me that, and then give me, the greater answer of how you would pitch your solution.
Low latency video inference means that the data is shared in the real time with the ground control station or the
And inference means.
companion drone without any changes or without any you know without any interference from by the third party or the hackers or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, low latency inference video inference means like, you are almost processing the data in real time, right? That's what's happening. So explain to me, uh, how would you design this solution? What would you propose to them? How would this play out? I would like to know, please.
Uh, I will use the DDS protocol for communication, and Kubernetes I will use Kubernetes so that for orchestration and sir, can you please repeat the question because I just didn't understand that.
Okay, let me break it down.
Sure.
पाकिस्तानी गवर्नमेंट तुम्हें बोलती है कि एयरपोर्ट बॉर्डर के ऊपर, इंडिया के बॉर्डर के ऊपर, वी नीड some kind of monitoring, right? In real time using these drones, swarm drones, right? कि जहाँ पर when you receive the video, low latency video inference करो तेजी के साथ, मतलब कि कोई डिले ना हो, तो तुम क्या आर्किटेक्चर प्रपोज करोगे कि बेस्ड ऑन दिस आर्किटेक्चर वी विल बी एबल टू अचीव द ऑब्जेक्टिव, द मिशन ऑब्जेक्टिव, ताकि अगर कोई भी घुसे वहाँ से across the border, humans, animals, whatever, we can see in real time and we can take action. Because that, अगर time delay हो जाए, if there's अगर 1 2 घंटे 3 घंटे बाद अगले दिन के बाद पता चलेगा तो तुम किसको भेजोगे? Who is going to send? There's no one to send. You have lost the plot, right? So how would you do this?
So using the DDS data distribution service for reliable communication and using the GStreamer pipeline
Okay,
open.
yeah. So deploy the GStreamer pipeline, right? Okay, and
Sure.
then with for live video
Uh,
compression and CNN inference, right? What else?
OpenCV for image processing and for the detection of the human and
Okay, I will take that. What else? For low latency video inference, what would you use? I mean, these are the two components you will use. What else? Communication कैसे? How would you push the communication?
using the DDS. Uh,
You need some kind of 5G, 4G relays, right?
oh, mesh. In case of network availability, we will use 4G, 5G, and if there is no network, the drones will share the data with each other using the mesh networking.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Good, mashallah. And then what else would you use to make sure that near real time situational analytics can be achieved is by having one this piece that can auto scale, recover, failover, all
Kubernetes.
of Kubernetes, right? Good, good. This is your interview. Osama Ghafoor, you know many things, mashallah. So build up yourself and say, I can do all of these things because in Saudi right now, they're doing it. This, what I just explained, right? In Qatar, they are doing it. I'm not sure about Pakistan. I don't know, right? But like in other countries in the West, they are doing all of these things. They're using drone swarm for many things. In Israel has done a lot, but they have done this thing for the evil purpose of bombing innocent civilians and killing them and committing mass genocide in the world. I mean, it's not me saying, it's said by all the well-known newspapers, the Reuters, the CNN, the BBC, Washington Post, New York Times, except one or two of the newspapers which are owned by the Zionist regimes. Everyone is saying that. Even the International Court, Criminal Court, has said that, right? So it's not just my words,
Mm.
but they've used this technology for creating and committing, for mass genocide in the history of the world right now. However, that is Israel. In our context, we can use this technology for the betterment of humankind, preventing fires, preventing human trafficking, right? Uh, Protecting the sovereignty of the country, right? By making sure that no cross border uh, infiltration happens by state or non state actors, right? So these are all the good things you have to think about how we can use this technology for the betterment of humankind, inshallah. So let's jump in. Like, how would you containerize ROS2 node and Ardu pilot modules to run on Kubernetes? How would you do that?
Uh, I will use the Docker for containerization, and our node will be acting as a node. A drone will be acting as a node, and I will run all the services inside the on pods inside the nodes.
Okay, I mean, I will take that. Not very comprehensive answer. The comprehensive answer would have been each drone node runs on a container with the ROS2, MAV ROS bridge, the MAV link client. Then I will define some charts specifying CPU, GPU requests and DDS, you know, policies, the quality of service QoS policies. Use QB Edge for edge deployment synchronization, communication between pods uses ROS2 DDS with WebRTC tunnels for low latency. This allows flexible scaling and rolling updates of SOM components in a very effective manner, right? That's what I would do. Just give me one. Okay. Uh, how would you ensure regulatory compliance for UAV operations under ISO 21384 and the ASTM 3411? How would you do that?
ASTM ASTM F3 ASTM F3411 provides us with the US traffic management system, and provides a framework for managing the IDs of the drone to make them traceable and trackable in the environment. And for ISO 21384, it deals with basically the security and sorry safety and flying the drones
No,
in the.
my question is, how would you ensure regulatory compliance for UAVs, operations under these two standards? How would you ensure that we are meeting the regulatory compliance requirements? How would you do that? That's what I would like to know. How do you ensure that we are on the path of meeting the compliance?
I will ensure it by following the standards.
Explain to me how, like how, what, looking at what you will say that yes, this is what I would do. Okay. If you want to know the answer, I can give you the answer, right? This is a very job-based specific question that they will ask you. You will say, first of all, the question is, how would you ensure regulatory compliance for UAVs operations under ISO 21384 and the F3411 ASTM, right? You will say, I will implement flight data logging and immutability, making sure like the logs are secure and compliant. We can use blockchain, tokenization, all those kinds of things, you know. Then use UTM compliant telemetry for identification and geofencing. Where are our different drones? We geofence them. Enable fail-safe return home and restrict airspace avoidance algorithms because as per the ASTM F3411, and maintain verifiable flight software integrity with signed firmwares and audit trails. These systems, I don't have my phone with me. When the autonomous lawnmower is cutting the grass, right? When it runs out of the battery, it says when it reaches 15%, it says battery low, going back to the base station. So it goes back to the base station and it parks itself, it charges. When it parks itself, it locks in and it starts charging, right? And once batteries go from 15% all the way to 100%, it goes back to work again. Similarly, these drones, they have these features of enable fail-safe return to home, right? And make sure that restricted airspace avoidance algorithm is there. I mean, we don't want these drones to bump into other planes, right? Right? So this is a very important question that I ask you because this is something that they will ask you nowadays in the interview. Um, since I'm dealing with these things myself, I'm looking into these things more and more and thinking from as an employer, what kind of things I would like to see. How would you modify this architecture to include AI-based predictive flight path optimization? What would you do to make it very efficient and effective?
Can you repeat the question and
So
brief?
how would you modify this architecture that you presented? How would you modify this architecture to include AI-based predictive flight path optimization?
AI-based predictive flight path
Optimization.
optimization. Sir, using algorithms, machine learning algorithms.
Using what?
Uh,
What algorithms? I'm going to give you one point. We will integrate reinforcement learning module in the coordination layer for adaptive path optimization. I'm looking at your presentation, right? So that's something I would do. And then what would you do at next? This is the question that they will ask you. You have in your presentation, it's there. You have to open your eyes and make sure that you're able to answer that question. I don't have the time, so I'm not going to go into the answer anymore. Okay. This is a question, a fire department deploys 10 drone swarm to assess a collapsed building. 4 drones lose connectivity. Describe how the platform handles it. How would you do that? एक बिल्डिंग में
sir,
आग
in
लग गई
case
है, there is a building, आग लग गई, तुमने 10 drones भेज दिए, पाकिस्तान की वो आई फायर ब्रिगेड, I don't know what kind of car it's coming in, but it's coming in, right? It comes in, maybe a Ghoda Gadi hai, Gada Gadi hai, I don't know, right? So they come in and they say, oh, building mein aag lagi. This is the fire, the building is burning. Release the drones so that we can see, start mapping, right? It starts mapping everything to see if there are anyone alive, any life signs, anything like that, using LiDAR and other scanning technologies. You lose communication with 4 drones. What do you do?
Okay.
How would your platform handle this?
So there is Kubernetes will help us to basically help us to restart the try to restart the pods first, try to restart the drones and carry on with the mission. And if the drone if some drone fails, the task will be dynamically reassigned to the other drones, or we can define failover behaviors as well. And also we can keep the extra number of drones ready in case of failures. So if drones if we lose the communication between 4 drones, we will define we will ensure that predefined fail-safe behaviors are defined, and the dynamic task allocation will reassign the task to the available drones.
I mean, okay, I will take that answer. Not the best answer, but I will take it. Uh, Describe how collaborative SLAM, you know, enables efficiency in multi-drone mapping. What does it do?
Data coming from different sensors using the sensor fusion. Sensor fusion and data coming from different sensors, it merged with the SLAM, and using that, the SLAM can create a 3D map in the real time uh, for uh, uh, for the continuity of the mission.
So I will give you some points to that, but not the full points. This is how you have to answer this question, right? My question was describe how collaborative SLAM enables efficiency in multi-drone mapping. Yahi technology, this is the same technology that is being used and embedded in special goggles, right? Helmets, फौजियों के लिए, so that they can see what is happening, and it's being used everywhere in the world. So you will say collaborative SLAM merges real-time maps from multiple drones through shared point cloud, right? It goes all to the cloud. Each drone contributes local map segments using LiDAR because it uses LiDAR, right? And stereo vision. The DDS ensures synchronization and conflict resolution. This reduces mapping latency by up to 60%, 70%, and increase spatial accuracy in complex terrains. Spatial accuracy, what spatial? Geospatial. You can see, pinpoint where that person is standing because you have data collected from different points, right? These angels that we have, they're going to show us all the data in real time, right? In real time. So, who is the biggest data scientist of all in the whole universe, everywhere? It's Allah, right? And data is being gathered in qualitative and quantitative. So when you combine it, you can see exactly where that person is standing. And that's how, those people, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muslim, mashallah, used to say, when Abdullah ibn Umar was sitting with him in the masjid, and he said, a person is coming and he's from the people of paradise. So he walked in, and Abdullah ibn Umar seeing like this person is coming in. The next day he said, a person is coming and he's from the people of paradise. The same person walked into the masjid, prayed, and then he went away. And he's sitting with Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then he said, the third day, a person is coming and he is the people from the paradise. So he walked in How did Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knew this is the person from people of paradise? Because his place, as per the data, the geospatial place in Jannah was shown to him, by Jibreel. Jibreel told him, this is the person coming from paradise. Because he didn't have any ilm al-ghaib. Ilm al-ghaib means the knowledge of the unseen. You can see everything, right? And that which is unseen. This, in this world, gives you enough knowledge of to know who is standing behind the building, or where is that person, or where is that asset that we have, or where is the fire happening, or how many people are alive in that building. Because these drones, they give you the knowledge of unseen, right? You can't see anything, but it starts mapping up everything, and then it creates that picture. Do you understand, Osama Ghafoor?
Yes, sir.
This is technology. This is where we have to excel, inshallah. Okay. So you secured some points, and not all. Last question. Explain the layer by layer architecture of the swarm system, as shown in your presentation diagram. You can open your presentation diagram if you want. I just need how many layers are there, from hardware
5
layer,
layers, sir.
all the
Hardware
way.
layer,
Go ahead.
middleware layer, communication layer, coordination layer, and application layer.
Good. What is it?
Uh,
What's in the hardware layer?
Hardware layers includes the flight controllers and all the sensors. A middleware layer has ROS2 and DD ROS2. Middleware layer has the uh, uh, middleware
ROS2
has the ROS2
and DDS
and the
middleware. Okay. And then
DDS.
communication layer.
Communication layer, at communication layer we have protocols like Mavlink and DDS. And at coordination layer, we have algorithms like flocking algorithm, formation, control, consensus, and dynamic task allocation. And then the application layer, from where we control and assign the task as per our mission.
Good. Good. Okay. Bismillah. Let me complete this course. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your exam is over. How was your exam?
Sir, it
You
was
can do a
tough.
lot. You have to
Thank
go
you.
back and do the labs, right? The labs are very important for you. So I'm going to give you the results. Okay. In the presentation, there was some, the presentation was missing some of the elements. So and you will see that in your report. You secured 18 out of 25. Okay. In the Q&A, you secured 20 out of 25. Right. So altogether, your score is 18 plus 20, right? And if I have to, so in the presentation, you secured 72%. In the Q&A, you secured 80%. Okay. Altogether, 18 plus 20 divided by, so that's 38. You will get the final marks in the report, 76%. Okay. So, mashallah, congratulations, you have passed the exam. Okay. More needs to be done.
Inshallah.
What do you want to do? Tell me.
Sir,
What is your goal?
फर्स्ट आई विल पहले तो मेरी कोशिश है सर सऊदीया मूव करने की और टू
Okay.
गेट द जॉब और क्यूबरनेटिस का जो क्यूब एस्ट्रोनॉट प्रोग्राम है उसको अटेम्प्ट करने की इंशाल्लाह कोशिश है इन द नेक्स्ट मंथ.
Okay, that's good, mashallah. So here's my recommendation, right? You're on the right path. Complete the labs. Al-Razak. Al-Razak labs complete karo. It's up to you which way you want to go, which specialization you want to achieve. You are half engineer. ठीक है ना? So you did 4-5 semesters. So you're there. If you really want to go into drones and autonomous systems, this is the technology that will be worked on for many, many, many years. The battlefield is changing. The industries are changing. Drones are becoming like a part of us that we cannot, deny. You will see autonomous things, autonomous lawnmowers, autonomous cars, autonomous planes, autonomous drones, drone delivery, drone used in saving lives, drone used on the battlefield, drone used to commit genocide. Yes. So every technology has a good side and a bad side. If you use it for good, you will be rewarded for that on the day of judgment by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a Muslim, you know that, right? But if you use it for bad purposes, you will be punished for what you have done. Always use your skills for the betterment of humankind, right? This is what Islam teaches us, right? We cannot kill even a person. It says the hadith, may Allah forgive me if I say something wrong. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, killing a human is like killing the whole of humanity, right? And you can see the Jews, the Zionists from Israel, they're killing Muslims left and right. They don't care, right? They've killed hundreds and thousands of Muslims right now in Gaza. And that's what they're doing in Lebanon and in all over the places in Palestine, right? This is what they're doing. But you can use the same technology is being used to save lives. If you want to go to Saudi Arabia, they are developing drones. They are looking for engineers to make the process more efficient, effective, and near real time. So this might be the calling for you. You might go there, inshallah. But you need to complete all the pathways. If you do that, then yes, you can go. And you will be very, very successful, inshallah. So my recommendation too is complete the Kubernetes, complete the Ar-Razak. Once you complete Ar-Razak, then head towards Middle East. Okay? When you complete the Ar-Razak part 2, you will be handed over your resume.
Okay.
That will take you to the next level, inshallah. Okay?
Inshallah.
Congratulations in terms of passing the exam. May Allah give you more, inshallah. Once you are secure and have the job, don't stop learning. Then go deeper into other specialty areas. There are so many specialty areas that we are offering now, right? You can pick any one you like, inshallah, and then go from there.
Inshallah.
Okay? Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Ask your parents. They are alive?
Mother is alive, sir. Father
Mother
is
is
died.
alive. Alhamdulillah. So ask her to make dua. اللهم إني أسألك شهادتين في المسجد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأميون وأبيون وشيخ Muhammad. Right? So make dua, special dua for me, my family, inshallah.
Inshallah.
We are moving to Saudi Arabia to open our new center as well, inshallah. Right? Potentially, you can come there, work there, teach there, and also work in some of the emerging technologies that we'll be establishing. The requirement is complete Ar-Razak labs.
Okay.
It's the most important thing, inshallah. Okay?
Recently, sir, someone shared with me the opportunity to apply for the Canada visa. That's basically a work visa. So I was looking that कि old students जो थे सर उनके लिए ऐसा नहीं था कि on the completion of EduQual assessment and presentation they will get the CV. I don't remember that exactly, but
There are you have to follow the terms and conditions over there, right?
okay.
If you just want a resume, you can get the resume, but we cannot mention all the things that Ar-Razak has. If you miss
Okay.
Ar-Razak, I'm telling you right now, passing exam is different. I cannot add the job requirements in EduQual because
Okay.
that's academic, right? Still, we have tried to make it possibly as much hands-on as we can, but it is at the end of the day, it has an academic end to it, right? An angle to it. A Razak is what will teach you and prepare you. You have your masters. You don't even know what is TOGAF, what is Sherboard, what is SDN. These are the basic questions I ask you. All of these things and much more is already covered in the Razak. There are 23 domains just for AI. But if you do specialization, it goes from 38 to 45 domains. It increases. You have additional domains in there. I'm not asking you to do additional domains. I'm asking you to do your Razak properly. If you don't want to do it, There's no, no one is forcing you, right? It's up to you. If you just want to have a resume, just a plain resume, you can get it. But we will not mention all, but if you do the labs, then we will mention that you have done all of these things. So what do you want? The best recommendation or just the least? That's up to you.
Best recommendation.
Whatever you want to do. I mean, I can't force anyone to do what they want to do, right? But yes, you can apply for immigration. You can apply for other things that will help you. But you can land here. Absolutely, yes. My students, they're able to, those who listen to me, they are able to come here from all over the world. Just a few days ago, this is the student who came to me and he said to me, Faisal Bhai, I'm here, right? So this is a student of mine. Let me show you. So this is an old student of mine who came to me a few days ago. Like just landed in Canada. Assalamu alaikum Faisal Bhai, this is Salman. Kya hal hai? I said, which Salman? From where? So listen to him.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम फैसल भाई सलमान बात कर रहा हूँ लंदन के इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन रिस्क मैनेजमेंट में होते थे आप अली भाई और रेहान भाई से मैंने आपका नंबर लिया है एक दफ़ा मैं आपके गुलशन में घर भी आया था अगर आपको याद हो तो मैं बस अभी कनाडा पहुंचा हूँ फैसल भाई और जॉब सर्च कर रहा हूँ तो आप फ्री हो तो फिर कॉल कीजिएगा फिर इंशाल्लाह डिटेल में बात
ये जो स्टूडेंट है ये आया है इसने मुझसे 15 साल पहले मुलाकात की थी 15-20 years ago ठीक है और जब मैं मस्जिद में बैठता था तो मैं सबको गाइड करता था सो ही वाज देयर सो आई गाइडेड हिम इसकी मैंने फर्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कंपनी में जॉब लगवाई थी सो ही वर्कड काम किया ही वेंट टू सऊदी अरेबिया ठीक है ना इफ यू वांट टू सी हिज रेज्यूमे अगर तुम्हें इसका रेज्यूमे देखना है लुक एट हिज रेज्यूमे राइट सो मैंने कहा हाँ मुझे याद आ गया ये ठीक है ये इसका रेज्यूमे है लेट्स लुक एट हिज रेज्यूमे MSc Computer System Audit from University of Greenwich, BSc Computer System University of Karachi. He has all of these qualifications, right? जिसने किया हुआ है वहाँ पर बेकर टिली में काम करता है MKM को असिस्टेंट मैनेजर IT ऑडिट राइट डिलॉयट एंड टूश में भी काम किया है इसने पाकिस्तान के अंदर कुछ अरसे ठीक है सऊदीया से अभी ये मूव किया सऊदीया में अभी ये 2021 से काम कर रहा था ही वाज वर्किंग देयर बट ही डिडंट स्टडीड लेकिन जब मेरे से निकल गया तो ही डिडंट स्टडीड फर्दर ठीक है सो ये अभी यहाँ पर बिजनेस वीज़ा पे आया है स्टार्टअप वीज़ा पे यू कैन अप्लाई स्टार्टअप वीज़ा बट व्हेन यू कम हियर मैंने इसको मशवरा दिया यू हैव टू गो बैक एंड स्टडी बिकॉज इट हैज़ बीन अ लॉन्ग टाइम सिंस यू स्टडीड दोज हु कीप their skills updated are secure Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal or was it Imam Malik he was about to die right So he was having sakarat al-maut. He was going up, he was waking up and then going down, waking up and going down. And he was saying, no, not yet, no, not yet. So his son was there with him. And he said, why, what happened? Why are you saying no, not yet? Don't you want to die? I mean, everyone dies. He said, no. Shaitan is coming to me and he's saying, oh, Imam Ahmad, you are slipping through my fingers. और मैं उसको कह रहा हूँ नहीं अभी भी मैं जिंदा हूँ मर जाऊंगा फिर तुम्हारे हाथ से निकल गया सो अंटिल आई एम अलाइव आई हैव टू बी इन द सबमिशन ऑफ अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला अंटिल यू आर अलाइव यू हैव टू कीप ऑन स्टडीइंग अगर तुमने स्टडी छोड़ दी यू विल बी आउट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एडवाइस यू कैन टेक सो फॉलो ar-Razzaq complete ar-Razzaq apply you will be able to secure it inshallah get the best resume you can and then go back and say okay now I need to move further because things are changing, right? After all of these things, working in everywhere, agar tum isse pucho na, he doesn't know anything about Kubernetes, he doesn't know anything about artificial intelligence operations, he doesn't know anything about any other things. He has been an assistant IT manager, IT audit manager, right? At Baker Tilly. It's one of the firms, comes in the top 10, top 20 firms in the world in Saudi Arabia. And now he is here in Vancouver में बैठा हुआ है right ये जॉब नहीं कर सकता बिजनेस कर सकता खाली because it's a startup visa but even to provide those services he needs to know and learn all of these things So जो मेरे students हैं, those who listens to me, they're always successful, alhamdulillah, because these words are coming from the experience that I've been able to gather over the years, alhamdulillah. Right? No, कोई कमाल नहीं है, अल्लाह ताला ने सब दिया है, अल्लाह ताला ले भी लेता है, ठीक है ना, जब मर जाएंगे खत्म हो जाएगा सब, right? सब अल्लाह की knowledge है. So you have to work hard. You're 35, you can still apply, you can go all the places, inshallah. You still have another 30 years in the tank before you say, I'm done here. ठीक है ना? Inshallah. Okay? Osama Ghafoor, may Allah give you more success, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.